Hello, this is Matthew Marco with AbnormalMapping.com, and welcome to this game gallery of the Legacy. Uh, Playing this for the first time, I just wanted to record another one of these. It's been a while. We have this great door here. I assume it's a door. It's a room. Interesting. I don't even know much about this game. I wanted to read an article by Stephen Bierney. I'm probably mispronouncing his last name about this game, and so I wanted to play it first. I'll link the article. He's a great games critic, writer, essayist, whatever you want to call him. He has a Patreon that I support, and when he talks about things that aren't Dark Souls, I like to read them and then enjoy the games in question. I only say that because he writes a lot about Dark Souls, and while I respect Dark Souls, I do not have the love of it that a lot of people do. Mostly for lack of time and energy to play something so hard. Where am I headed? I already lost the door. Can't jump. Can't run. It's just WASD and mouse look. I love these slightly glitchy trees. And this fog effect on the edges of the screen. Also, just opened like this. I think it's a Ludlum Dare game, which would explain its sparseness, general lack of options. So it actually just does run in this border, and there's no way that I can see to change it. Is this just a featureless forest? I just assume there's something else in it. But I guess I don't know. Very peaceful space. I feel like there might be an attempt to make this ominous, but I don't feel like it's ominous. It's too gauzy, with the white around the edges and general sparseness. I don't feel like this is a threatening space. It's almost like I don't want to say like a holy space. That seems a little weird too, especially for someone who is professed non-religious, but it seems like a very quiet garden, like a place of contemplation. Maybe it is just this forest. This is one of the things in doing this project, coming into a lot of games blind. Don't really know what it is I'm getting into. But that's a large part of the fun. Are trees appearing out of the mist? Seems like that's what's happening here. Oh yeah, that is absolutely what's happening. Oh, these aren't trees. It's almost like a getting lost in the woods simulator. This is a graveyard we're coming upon? Looks like it. A very large graveyard. And there's no terrible giant angel statues. I don't like graveyards because I'm a big baby, but one of the things I dislike about graveyards is the giant exorbitant, like, elaborate statuary. This stuff to me is always more egoless, I suppose, is what appeals to me, which is very presumptuous. People can express their death however they want. I shouldn't speak ill of that. But I must admit, I do have a preference. This droning is much more ominous. And it's getting dark. Oh. Some mausoleum, maybe? Is that what happened? Did I emerge from... I'm not gonna get to this before it's really dark, am I? It's gonna be spooky. You were the villain. And we're back. As the game ends, it closes the desktop, and I didn't want to subject you to that, so we're back in the legacy. The implication here, as far as I can assume, is that this is you walking through fields of people you've murdered. You were the villain, right? I don't know how to interpret that. As you walk through this forest, they kind of just emerge out of the mist. Would that be the implication that just you engaging with this has created those graves and has made all of those people emerge? Is this all of the bodies that you've killed in various games, and this is just your moment to walk among them and atone for it? I mean, that certainly would hold up with how I felt about the game in general. That's a very contemplative piece. When you go out, you walk in the woods, you walk among these graves that seemingly are endless for a moment, and then you return back. I see something. That's not a... Those aren't trees. What's this? Are those people? This is new. Hi. What's up? Are they mourners? They won't even look at me. I didn't see these guys the first time. I assume this implies that... Yeah, when I get up to them, they look down. That's really interesting. That would imply that I'm at some point at fault, right? That they won't even look at me, make eye contact. Strange. Well, that does imply that I'm the one at fault here for all of this. But yeah, that's the legacy. As a tone piece, I think it's really good at being evocative of this sense of quiet that comes over spaces like cemeteries. Places that are maybe not religious, but sacred, or upheld as sacred at least. Place that you would feel weird about not being respectful in, at the very least. And maybe that is like the definition of a sacred place. Even if you don't hold it to be sacred, normally you would at least express a sense of decorum around it. And then you return home, and it ends. I feel like going in not remembering that the theme of that Lidlam Dare is you are the villain makes it a much different experience than it would be if I did know that going in. That's probably a thing I should have been equipped with going into the game, but alas, that's one of those things that happens when you're playing a game outside of the context of its initial release. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. This seems so different, because I'm not coming across the graves, it's just these 3 people who won't look at me. Which is maybe as fitting of an end as anything. So we'll... oh, here's the graves. Yeah, it seems like it's only triggered by distance traveled. We'll head back to the graveyard and we'll end it there. Yeah, I really enjoy how thoughtful this is as a environment and a space. I think it's strange that it becomes threatening in terms of tone and look towards the end. I don't think this needs a sense of tension to it to be evocative of what it's trying to convey. I think just walking through an endless graveyard is enough to make most people at least vulnerable to what you're trying to say to them. And it doesn't really need that kind of sledgehammer to drive home. But I'll admit, part of that is just my own feelings about that sort of thing in games. And that'll bring us to an end, because I don't see... there's no more people or anything that I can tell. Just endless graves. We're here on this crossroads. Slowly looking around. Thanks so much for watching. Come back next time for another one of these. I enjoy doing them, even if they are often me just getting lost in these strange little worlds. You can find me at abnormalmapping.com or on iTunes in podcast form. And see you next time.